You guys, hope everybody's having a very well and blessed Thanksgiving. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, you eating good food and stuff like that. But today, we're going to be watching 3 disturbing true Thanksgiving horror stories. Now, I don't like scary stories at all. This is not my thing. But I'm doing it because my homeboy sent me this video. So let's just get into it. I'm not gonna lie, like I don't know what to expect. Um, let's just get into it, bro. Just,
Ladies and gentlemen, in today's episode, we've got some truly chilling things.
this guy's voice is weird too, bro. Like,
that are sure to send a shiver down your spine.
okay,
But before starting the video, please consider giving us a like. Also, if you have any terrifying or unnerving experiences of your own, feel free to reach out and share your story with us.
this guy's voice is weird.
It might even be featured in one of our future episodes.
Oh my. So this guy has like a submit your story, so you basically can tell a true story. You could tell like your traumatizing story, and he'll just post it for views. That's insane. That's insane. Excuse me. Alright, story 1, bro. Oh, hopefully this one doesn't bring a shiver down my spine like he said.
I've had plenty of strange and scary experiences, but this one stands out the most.
Okay.
It was Thanksgiving weekend in 2018, and I decided to spend the holiday at my sister's apartment. We were both in college and living in Chicago at the time.
Okay. I mean,
She had a small office.
right off the bat, it's Chicago. I mean, right off the bat, Chicago. So that's
This apartment that she shared with her roommate, while I stayed in a dorm on campus. My sister was home alone for the holiday weekend because her roommate had gone to Florida to spend time with family.
okay.
So I decided to stay with her for a few days and keep her company. If you've ever been to Chicago, you know how cloudy and cold it can be, especially in late November.
I've never been. I don't know why I'm shaking my head.
My sister's apartment was in a neighborhood that was changing a lot. Old buildings were being torn down, new ones were popping up, and fancy coffee shops and stores were opening where older businesses used to be. At that time, not many people lived in the apartment houses in the neighborhood. As soon as you got off the train, you could feel how strange and empty the area was. But her apartment felt even worse. It was a long apartment with 3 bedrooms, a small kitchen, 1 bathroom, and a nice little living room. Not much sunlight could reach the apartment, so most of the rooms felt cold and dark all day. The hall that led to the kitchen wasn't straight.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
twisted around.
Oh my
And everything
goodness.
became even more strange.
Oh hell
When
no.
I first arrived, I immediately felt uneasy about the kitchen window.
I bet. There's a kitchen
Looked out
window?
over
Oh
the back
hell
deck
no.
And the narrow alley behind the building. At night, there were no lights outside, so the deck and alley were completely dark. You couldn't see anything. If you looked through the window, all you could see was your own reflection.
Oh hell no. Oh hell no. You can see your own reflection. Oh no. Oh no. See, bro, you know what I'm saying? When I move out, I'm finding an apartment that looks like, you know what I'm saying, the safest option for me, you know what I'm saying? Cause if I wake up one day by myself and I'm over here wanting a glass of milk or water or some shit like that, and if I just see myself, bro, I might piss my pants, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I might drop the milk, piss my pants, and then run just because I saw my reflection, bro. Cause like my shadow is like dark. I look like a dark skinny man. I like Slender Man basically. My shadow. So yeah, I mean,
At first, I thought I felt nervous about the window just because it was so dark outside. But every time I was in the kitchen, I had this weird feeling, like someone was watching me through it.
oh hell no.
Okay, guys, I swear I didn't search for any of
Hey,
these.
man.
They're just ads.
Yeah. Sure you
I tried not to look at it, However, that feeling of being watched didn't go away. It followed me to the living room, too. I slept in the living room, and my sister stayed in her room.
Okay.
Her roommate's dog, a small and usually calm little guy, would stay with me for company.
Okay.
In the middle of the night, I would sometimes wake up and see him lying at the foot of the futon, growling softly at the dark hall. I sat up.
That's a sign right there. If a dog is growling at nothing, bro, you grab that dog and you walk away with it, bro. No, hell no. Oh my, no, no, bro. You see, that's when I leave right there. If I see a dog growling at nothing, I'm leaving. I don't give a shit, bro. You know,
Trying to
bro.
figure out what was bothering him, but I couldn't see anything.
That's when you leave.
That's when I heard it. The floor creaking, as if someone was walking slowly and heavily down the hall. I immediately thought someone had broken into the apartment. My heart was racing, and I quickly grabbed the nearest object, a small lamp. I stood there for a moment, trying to calm myself.
Let me back the fuck up before
but
it
I
gets
knew
me a
I
jump
had to
scare.
check it out. I walked halfway down the hall, my steps slow and quiet because part of me knew no one was there. Still, I needed to figure out what was making that creepy noise. When I reached the kitchen, I looked around carefully,
Back the fuck up, bro.
but there was no one in sight. The apartment was completely still. But soon the dog woke me up again with his growling. I listened closely and heard the footsteps coming down the hall once more. Suddenly, like a flash in my mind, I imagined a tall man standing at the foot of the futon. He was wearing a long brown coat, baggy jeans, and heavy shoes. He just stood there, staring at me, and I could feel how angry he was.
Motherfucker, why are you not leaving? Why are you not leaving? You looked at him, eye contact, and you decided you want to look at him back? These people are stupid as hell. What are you doing? I get it if you're scared and like shocked, you don't want to move, but bro, my first instinct is running. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if I get caught. I'm running, bro. You're gonna have to. It's gonna be a dog fight to catch me, bro. It's gonna be a dog fight for me. If you want me to die, bro, you're gonna have to chase me, bro. That's just how it is for me.
It felt like he wanted to hurt someone.
Yeah.
The image disappeared, but the fear stayed with me.
Image.
I stayed awake for the rest of the night.
Oh.
Then in the following morning, I told my sister what had happened, but
Let
she
me guess.
brushed it off and said I
Yeah.
might have just had a bad dream
Yeah.
last night.
Let me guess. Yeah.
Then she took the dog outside to pee, and I stayed inside trying to move the futon and fold the blankets. She made sure to shut both the back door and the glass door behind it, and I saw her lock them. So I went to the living room to clean up and get things straightened out. But suddenly I heard the back door creak open, followed by the sound of the glass door opening too. The strange part was, I didn't hear the dog. I felt uneasy, so I walked down the hall toward the kitchen and found both doors wide open. I rushed to the window and looked outside, and there was my sister, all the way down the alley, walking with the dog, completely unaware of what had just happened.
Hello? Nick, just run with her. At that point, run with her. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I would have done. I would have ran with her, bro.
I closed the doors and turned to look at the camera
Are you?
that my sister's roommate had set up on the fridge. The camera had caught both doors opening on their own.
Oh no.
When my sister came back, I told her what had happened.
Let me guess.
and
She brushed
shared
it
a
off.
story her roommate had told her. My sister's roommate, who had lived in the apartment before her, shared a chilling story. She told my sister about a man who had been badly injured by the police, and in his desperation, ran to the apartment because it had once been his home. He didn't know that years had passed and that someone else now lived there. When he reached the door, he tried to get inside, but the door wouldn't budge. Exhausted and hurt, He collapsed in the doorway and passed away. I never found out if this story was true, but there was something haunting about it, especially since it seemed to explain the unsettling things I experienced while staying there.
This nigga meant to. Okay, that story, I'm not gonna lie, that was a little bit frightening. I thought there was gonna be a jump scare. I'm not gonna lie, I thought there was gonna be a jump scare. That's why I stepped back so I don't kick my fucking PC or I don't hit my mic, bro. But I mean, at that, bro, like, summary of this story is, bro, get out when you feel like something isn't right. Bro, if you're going to somebody's apartment or going to your sister's or whatever, somebody's apartment, bro, and if you don't feel like it's safe for you, get out. That's all I gotta say. People want to stay and think everything's okay. It's not okay. Story 2. Oh man, story 2. I don't like this at all. I really don't like it.
In my third year of college, I put off
Another
renewing
college
my
story,
lease
huh?
until it was too late. When I found out I couldn't stay in my house anymore, I started to panic, as most of the places I looked at were too expensive. Then luckily some coworkers
Inflation
heard
is a
about my
motherfucker.
situation and offered me their upstairs game room. They were willing to rent it out for $400 a month, which was far cheaper than the $900 I had been paying. Even though the room was small, with just enough space for a bed and a desk,
$100?
but without much hesitation, I accepted their offer and moved in. I planned to stay there for only 4 months, just until January, when I'd move back downtown with some college friends. The house was in Montgomery, a small area about 18 minutes from the center of Savannah. It was a dark brick house with 2 floors, a big front porch, and a wide...
Y'all tell me, does this look safe to you? Because for me, this don't look safe at all. I'm not going to lie to you. This does not look safe, bro. This looks ghetto. And ain't nothing wrong with people like living in the ghetto. But in my opinion, if I'm a college student and I want to live here, or would I rather live back where I was on campus or whatever he said, I would take that instead of this, bro. Like, I'm not that desperate. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that desperate, bro. I'll take what I can get, bro. Cause this bro, if this is at the actual neighborhood, bro, this looks ghetto. This is like you shoot up, like you getting shot up at least 5 times a day, bro. You know what I'm saying? They probably clean the windows and stuff like that.
yard. The property was surrounded by tall oak trees covered in Spanish moss. Making the place feel calm but a bit creepy at night. My roommates were much older than me, but they were easy to get along with.
That's
fun
nice.
to spend time with. Then one evening, we were sitting in the kitchen playing poker, laughing and joking around, when suddenly, we heard loud, repeated banging at the front door. It was so strong that it made the walls vibrate slightly.
Okay, right here. I don't know how much people in the house. Right here, what y'all do? One of y'all gets a gun. The other people, y'all get ready to jump it. No, one person with the bat. Okay, so y'all, and then you open the door, you like open it, and then you get ready, and then you shoot, bro. That's perfect right there. Let's see what they do though.
It sounded like someone was trying to force their way in.
Yeah, I bet.
But the door was locked.
Mm-hmm.
Now at first, we all assumed it was our roommate Kyle, and that he had forgotten his keys.
Banging on a door like that is
So I
insane
got
though.
up from the table to let him in. But when I opened the door, no one was there. I stepped outside and looked around, but the yard was empty. Feeling confused, I went back to the table. My roommates said they also thought someone was trying to get inside. I was a bit confused, but I didn't think much about it, and we kept playing cards. A few weeks later, my roommate Sean bought a bottle of Jameson.
Okay, let's get
After
drunk then.
finishing a brunch shift at the bar, Sean, Billy, and I decided to have some drinks during the day. We were sitting at the kitchen table,
Let me
laughing
guess.
about work,
Another bang's gonna
and sharing
happen.
random funny stories. Then out of nowhere, the three of us turned our attention to the linoleum counter. I'm not sure why, but when I glanced over my shoulder, I saw a bowl slowly sliding across the counter. It moved in a strange way, as if a weak hand was gently pushing it without much purpose.
There's no way this shit's true,
There
bro.
was no breeze, no string, and no magician hiding in the cupboard. It was really strange, but we just laughed it off and went back to drinking, trying to forget about what happened. About a month later, it was October. My parents made the drive down from North Georgia to visit, and they brought our blue heeler, Duke, with them. We spent the day walking around River Street, enjoying the shops and the views of the river. We stopped at Vic's for a meal, and then went to the candy kitchen to pick up some sweets. We did the whole thing, walking around, eating, and
Optimum's Black Friday deal is here. It's our best offer of the year. Get 1 gig internet for $30.
enjoying the day. Then after dinner, my parents told me that their hotel didn't allow pets, and they asked if I could keep Duke overnight.
Oh
I
boy.
was happy to agree.
Oh boy. Don't tell me the
back
dog.
to
Not
the
the
house.
dog.
My parents dropped Duke and me off.
No, not the dog,
I
bro.
brought him inside, and he played with my roommates for a while. As it got late, we all went up to the game room. My bed was in a strange spot in the corner of the room,
Hmm.
facing 2 big windows on the opposite wall. At some point,
I'm sorry. This looks kind of creepy. I mean, my bed is like in the middle of my room, but where are your blinds at, bro? You don't like. I don't know how people who have this type of room, bro. If I walk into anyone's house and if they don't have blinds in their window, on the whatever in their window, I'm gonna be very concerned, bro. Cause this is, I don't know. I just don't know how to feel about you just being okay being looked at. Cause people can look at you through the window and see if you're sleeping. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know how or why you don't have blinds, bro. Like get some blinds.
I fell asleep with Duke curled up at the foot of the bed. I'm a very deep sleeper, and not much can wake me up.
Let me cook.
At some point, I fell asleep with Duke curled up at the foot of the bed. I'm a very deep sleeper, and not much can wake me up. But suddenly I woke up to a low, scary growl. I saw Duke standing at the foot of the bed. His fur was standing up, and the growl, which I had never heard from him before, kept going. Sleep with Duke
Sorry, guys, I have to
curled
go
up at the
back,
foot of the
bro.
bed. I'm a very deep sleeper,
Mm-hmm.
and not much can wake me up.
Okay.
But suddenly I woke up to a low, scary growl. The moonlight was coming through the windows, and I saw Duke standing at the foot of the bed. His fur was standing up, and the growl, which I
Oh,
had never
no.
heard from him before, kept going. He was staring up at something I couldn't see. Whatever it was, it felt like it was hovering just above the bed, right over me. I instantly felt a deep sense of unease, like something was wrong,
Yeah. I mean, if your dog's first standing up, then you know something's wrong.
and pulled him up next to me, holding him tightly.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I did, his growling stopped, and he settled down a bit. It was like the presence vanished, and I somehow managed to drift back to sleep,
I don't know how.
though I felt restless. When November arrived, I decided to leave all of that behind and go to my family's Thanksgiving in North Georgia, hoping for a break from the strange events.
Yeah. Hey, the first. Clap it up for him, bro. Thank you for leaving. I bet you're gonna. I don't know. Something's probably gonna happen right here, though.
Our house is on a small cattle farm in Ellijay, and it's especially beautiful in the fall. I drove up to visit for a few days. One afternoon I felt very tired, so I went to my room to take a nap. When I woke up, I couldn't move. I felt sweat
Sleep
on my
paralysis.
forehead. From the corner of my eye, I saw my mirror above my dresser.
Sleep paralysis.
What I saw in the reflection scared me. It was an old woman, pale, thin, and damp, was standing right over me. Her skin looked almost ghostly, and her dark, wet hair hung down around her face. She had an unsettling presence, and the air around her felt heavy with fear and anger.
Sleep paralysis.
I was frozen, unable to move or speak. After what felt like forever, I suddenly snapped out of it, my body finally able to move again. I jumped out of bed, breathing heavily. When I looked around, the woman was nowhere to be seen. It was December, my last month at the house.
My goodness.
One evening, my roommates and I sat around the table, taking turns playing chess, trying to focus on something normal. I'm not sure how we started talking about it, but Billy asked Sean about the woman who used to live in the house. Now Sean was very straightforward, honest to a fault, and not the type to tell wild stories. He paused for a moment, looked at me, and then shared what he knew about the house's previous owners. One of our neighbors had told him the story. An older couple had lived there before us. The man had severe dementia, and his wife took care of him. Then one day, the man was found walking around the neighborhood, and a neighbor brought him back to the house. When they went inside, the neighbor was hit by a terrible smell in the air. He called for the man's wife, but there was no answer.
Oh no.
Worried, the neighbor searched the house for her. When he reached their bedroom, the smell was even worse. In the bed,
Wife's
the
dead.
old woman was lying lifeless.
Yep.
She had passed away and had been there for several days. I don't live there anymore, and the house has been sold. Maybe it was all just random things or tricks of the mind.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Yo, this right here, I don't know, bro. This makes like this basically telling me don't go and sleep in people's houses. I think no, my fault. Like the previous owners, like it's like leaving a ghost in here. You know what I'm saying? So say like, you know what I'm saying. This is basically what it's talking about. It's talking about if you have a previous owner that the place that you live in, bro. You're most likely gonna get haunted. Most likely. Now it might be good haunted, bad haunted. You never know. You know what I'm saying? So, man,
But honestly,
it's crazy.
I believe something otherworldly was at work in the kitchen, halls. But honestly, I believe something otherworldly was at work in the kitchen, halls, and bedrooms of that house in Montgomery. Some laughed, saying it couldn't be real, while others felt just as uneasy as I did that night. It was Thanksgiving, and I was around 10 years old. My cousin Chris,
That story, bro.
my brother Arf, and our old friend David thought it would be fun to play hide and seek in the neighborhood. Now, what started as a normal game soon turned into something I'll never forget.
How? A game of hide and go seek?
And we loved playing outside to get away from all the grown-up things. There was something exciting about sneaking around the neighborhood after dark, even though it felt
Never
a bit
mind.
creepy.
I know why.
So we made up rules, like not hiding in the house, but we always ended up breaking that one. Arf and David were the ones hiding, while Chris and I took on the job of seeking. We counted to 100, then went off to find them. About 15 minutes passed, but we still couldn't find them. Then 30 minutes, 45 minutes. We hadn't seen any sign of them, so Chris and I started to get worried since it was taking too long.
I bet 45 minutes is a long
We started
time, bro.
shouting,
Y'all just must be.
"Come out.
Y'all probably are bad
But there was no
seekers,
answer.
bro.
So we went inside and checked every room, but all we found were the adults,
Uh-oh.
laughing and enjoying their Thanksgiving dinner. Chris and I felt more uneasy with each passing minute. We went back outside, and I remember feeling a little scared as we talked about getting an adult to help. We didn't want to worry the whole party, so we quietly asked David's dad to come outside. Maybe he could spot them from the front lawn or see something we missed.
No, he can't. No, dumbass, he
We went
can't.
to the edge of the driveway with David's dad when suddenly he shouted, "That might be your brother." My cousin and I looked and saw my brother running down the sidewalk away from us. While David's dad stayed at the edge of the driveway, Chris and I started running after him, shouting that we gave up and weren't playing anymore. We couldn't catch up to him, but we weren't too far behind.
I don't think that's your
about
brother
10 feet
then.
away. And we saw him run and hide behind a pair of palm trees at the corner of a house down the block. We finally thought we had him cornered. Chris went to the right side, and I took the left. We were sure we had him until we checked behind the trees. No one was there. Chris and I looked at each other, confused.
What
The
the
only
hell?
way he could have gotten away was if he passed through us, or jumped over a 6-foot fence on a hill.
No, for real.
We knew that wasn't possible, because we would have seen or heard him. My cousin and I quickly walked back, and met David's dad at the edge of the driveway. He looked at us and asked right away, "You guys saw that, right?" We were both out of breath and said, "Of course we were chasing him." He looked serious and said, "Okay, because Arf and David are inside the house." We felt even more confused as we went back inside. But when we told everyone what happened, no one believed us. Even with David's dad backing us up, saying he saw the kid too, everyone just shrugged it off as if nothing strange had happened. My brother is sure it wasn't him, and that he and David were inside the house, spying on us the whole time. But something that always runs through my mind when I think back to that night is how, when Chris and I were chasing after him, I remember feeling like I wasn't running as fast as I could. It was almost like my legs wouldn't move the way I wanted them to. I keep wondering what would have happened if I had actually caught up to him, or whatever that thing was. The thought still sends a chill down my spine. I can't stop thinking that this might have been something strange or paranormal. Whenever my cousin and I talk about it, we call that person the Red Man because of the red shirt he was wearing, just like my brother wore that Thanksgiving night.
Alright, man. I'm not gonna lie. That was disturbing. I'm not gonna lie. Was it scary? A little bit. Did it have me off my feet? No. It was very disturbing though. It did give me a chill down my spine. I can't even lie. My favorite story was low key the first one. Yeah, I like the first one. My headphones were like cutting out a lot, but yeah, I like the first one. But man, let me know what y'all guys want me to react to next, man, and